Hi guys, Bran here, and welcome to another commentary video. And I want to talk about today how the 6th anniversary event is kind of one of the suckier events we've had recently. And I want to pull attention more to like what the fun events we've had recently and why they were fun versus this one that took mainly two huge missteps that I feel like made playing the game during this event really painful. So let's go ahead and get into it. First, I want to say the most positive thing to come out of this anniversary event is obviously the flans, whatever you want to call them. Having that massive bonus to blood points, and then having a blood rush in the middle of it was really nice. Got a lot of characters fully perked out that I didn't have before, and that was really nice. That was really cool. But in terms of the event itself, in terms of the things we were actually doing in the event, it was actually boring and sometimes just, I would say most of the time, at least from my experience, outright just irritating. Absolutely irritating to play. I think the main thing that this event centers around that makes it entirely one of the most boring and unfun experiences is that there's nothing else to really do. This event came with its own event tome, which had two tomes inside of it, two levels of the tome rather. And then you did the first week and the second week. And then you grab the little invitation to the masquerade, and depending on how far you got in the match with Killer, you're just grabbing it is enough, but with Survivor you had to get further into the match. But eventually you would come out and you would get one of the masks, one of the event cosmetics. But I feel like the main problem here is there was kind of a lack of something to do. And you might be saying, like I just said, point towards the invitation, collecting the invitation. Rocking up to a podium and pressing up1 is not gameplay. Think about what has come before in terms of events. We've had the pumpkins, which is kind of like an RNG thing. You kick them, they make you slower. You kick them, they make you faster. And that was just a side thing you could do. It wasn't too wow. It wasn't too crazy. But it was fun. It was a fun little thing to do, and sometimes it would be hilarious if you were in chase and you saw a pumpkin, kick it real quick, and just suddenly get a speed boost away. It was kind of funny, or vice versa. You try to do that and it actually gets you in trouble. So there was actually like fun stuff to do, and that carries on to the winter event where we had the snowman. I know some killer mains were actually really just insufferable and irritable about it. They're like, I get them a very health state, and they like, I don't know, they started sweating over their keyboards and frothing at the mouth. But by and large, that was just a funny thing. Like it would be hilarious if I was running into a tile, lost where the survivor was going, scratch mark leads right up to the snowman. I'm like, There's also plenty of times I'd be chasing somebody as Killer during the winter event, and they try to hop in a snowman mid-chase, and I get wallop them before they go in. And that stuff was fun, because that was like a fun little side thing that was extra to do in the middle of an event that I thought and like enhanced the experience and made it feel like, well, this is something different, and there's actually other stuff to do than the normal DBD gameplay cycle. Instead, all that was left was kind of grab an invitation and play DBD. That was kind of it. And I would argue it wasn't even just playing DBD, it was going hard at DBD. And here's why. If you were looking at the actual tome challenges, both the community and the normal ones, it was kind of less of an issue in the first tome, but definitely in the second level of the tome. A lot of the challenges required you to kind of go hard at the game. There was a lot of gen challenges, there was a lot of like hook state challenges, and then it came to the second level of the tome, which was, I feel like, what really teeter-tottered this event into being like actually miserable. Like the second week of this event, I have had the least amount of fun I've ever had in an event, like at a true event. I'm not talking about like their events before like the Halloween event where like they just kind of like did the same thing where they just said, nah, go grab a crown forehead. I'm not like, since they said that we're gonna do better at events, quote unquote, and they actually have been doing better at events, this is probably the second week of this event was probably the least fun I've had in an event in recent memory. And that boils down mostly to the emblem-based community challenges. So if you're unaware, in order to get the free cosmetics that are tied to the 6th anniversary event, you had to complete community challenges. You had to contribute a certain amount of score towards the community challenges, and after we as a whole playing community reach those, it would move on to the next one and on to the next one until we got a piece of a set, and then it move on to the next one, move on to the next one, and then we get another piece. The problem with the second level of the tome is that it required you to get a gold emblem in all of the current emblems that are in the system right now. the problem with that is requiring somebody to get a gold means they gotta go hard most of the time. Because especially when you get like Gatekeeper and Lightbringer, when you tell people to get a gold and Lightbringer, they're gonna plow through those gens at Mach speed. If you tell someone I gotta get a gold Gatekeeper, I'm gonna be bringing Ruin, Undying, Pop, Corrupt. I'm bringing 3-4 slowdown to make that happen. And then this kept happening from emblem to emblem to emblem. Is in order to get gold, not just silver or bronze, but gold, people started going really freaking hard at the game, like really sweating, really tryharding, because they had to get gold. It wasn't just enough that they succeeded, they had to get gold. They had to get a really, really high score, second best in slot, in order to advance and contribute. So people largely have been playing in very like unpleasant and very intense ways for the entire second week of this entire event, because they're so wrapped up in getting their golden emblem that they're trying out of their minds. And you guys have seen it. You've seen it on Twitter. It's like, this is my event experience, and it's 5 flans, it's five of the little cakes, and then it's just like a nurse face camping the person on hook. That's malicious emblem. If you are advancing hook states, you get points for that, and then under the malicious emblem. So they're trying to get their malicious emblem. Like this event forced the most unpleasant and frustrating kind of gameplay out of its players, because you told them, hey, if you don't try at this game, if you don't go hard at this game, you have to if you want these items. Like, there is no other option. There is no other way to circumvent it. It's just a straight line. There's no way to go around it and do different challenges to get there. So you have to try hard to get those. And there are sometimes, and you may be thinking like, well, it's just only a gold. I'm like, homie, sometimes I 4K like 4 gens, and sometimes I get bronze and silver in some of my categories. Like, sometimes I 4K at 5 gens, and I get like bronze and silver in some of my categories. Like, I don't even get gold in some of my categories when I'm like wiping the whole team. Same thing with Survivor. There's plenty of situations where you play like darn near perfectly, and you have emblems that just have no points, barely any points contributed to them. So yeah, you do actually have to go really hard at most of these emblems, if not all of them, to try and get a gold. And most of these contribute to actions in the game that are incredibly sweaty and really annoying to deal with. So they messed up because now everybody's tryharding, right? Everybody's going hard because everybody wants their gold emblems so they can actually get the free cosmetics. And there's no incentive not to go hard, not to try and get these gold emblems and try out of your mind to get them, because there's no other fun activity like the snowmen or the pumpkins to do. So there's really nothing else to do except like increase the intensity of gameplay for quite literally no reason for the entire community. So I think that this ultimately resulted, at least for me, and I know for a lot of people, being kind of like the least fun event we've had in a really long time, which is really sad because, like I said, in terms of like the Halloween event and the winter event, I think they've actually been doing a pretty fantastic job when it comes to actually putting out an event that was kind of fun and had side stuff to do and also had fun tomes to do and that sort of thing. I feel like they, by and large, have been doing a really, really good job at that sort of thing lately, and this one was just a miss. I feel like it was just a miss. I feel like this like, I don't know what happened, but they just kind of like didn't have that. Like, where was the other like objective, like besides this being similar to what they did with the Chinese New Year thing with the crowns? Like, besides just making it like that, why wasn't there a side thing to do? Why was there just nothing there? Why was there just nothing? This is your 6th year anniversary and there was just like no fun side objective to do. It was literally just grab the cosmetic idiot and move on with your day, just like it has been for 3 years straight. This is the 4th anniversary. Like, homie, hello? What is going on? I don't know. Hopefully this is just like a small step backwards, and like come Halloween, we'll be back to doing something funny with some like, you know, jack-o'-lanterns or taking candy or something. Like we'll have something hopefully fun come the October event, because that's probably the next one that's coming up, because I don't know, this one just disappointed me and it disappointed a lot of people. So that sucks. That's gonna be it for this one today, guys. Did you think the 6th anniversary event sucked, or did you think it was actually pretty good? Let me know down in the comments below. But other than that, it's gonna be it for today's video, friend. Hopefully I will see you in tomorrow's video, but if I don't, I will see you here when I see you. Goodbye.